All right. So opening up this page, first thing that I notice here is obviously your name and what you do. I think that's important because that is our selling point. Um, the whole point of this project is to brand ourselves and sell ourselves. And I think having your name up here clear is probably the most important thing because it just shows this is what you're here for, this is who I am. But I will say something that I can kind of point out too that um, reflecting now from when I first opened it was I did not know what this page was originally. I thought this was your about page, and obviously it says home. It would have took me 2 seconds to look up here and see that. But when I first originally opened it, I didn't do a home page. I started at the about just because, just like you have here, I realized I didn't really have anything here, and I do think that can kind of deter people if they open it up and this is the first thing they see, especially because like there's nothing here. Like if you click the plus, it doesn't really do anything. The social media links over here don't open anything. So as you scroll, it's just kind of lost space. But with that being said, I also do like the contrast that you have here. I like the font choice. I love the spacing here. I don't think that you did a bad job as far as design. I saw that this was one of the templates, and to be honest, I thought about using it as well because I think this looks really nice. But I also think it's very important to, when branding yourself, standing out. And I will say that I've seen a couple people use this, and just so that Curtis stands out more than anybody, just either find something to make it unique to you and personalize it, or I would suggest just completely removing the home and just starting at the about. Now, with that being said, when we come to the about page, I love this. I love that your picture is big enough to where, hey, this is who I am, this is who you're working with. As I read through this, not only do you talk about like your love and passion for what you do and how you go above and beyond for your clients, but you also kind of touched on like your background and some of the experiences using like new technology. I think that's cool because you're touching multiple um, different clients. Obviously, the goal is, hey, I'm a videographer, I'm an editor, so I offer a service. But you're also tailoring it towards people who might like, um, new tech and camera equipment and stuff like that. So I think that that's very important. Um, Aside from that, I do think the font choices are nice. I think that the contrast stands out, so I don't see any problems there. I will say on this about page, the learn more button doesn't open to anything really, just a document. So it's kind of like a placeholder. You can go in and remove that easily because I had one as well. I took that off. And then the other thing I'd point out here is the forward slash here. It's kind of small and it kind of blends these two words together. If there is a different font choice or a different way to kind of make that stand out a little bit more just to separate those, I would suggest that. But aside from that, I really like this. Curtis, I think that this should be your opening page. I would suggest getting rid of that home and just starting at the about because I also think this is the most important thing. This is what people are coming here for, is to see you, to see what you're about. You're very well spoken. This is typed out really well, and you cover a lot of ground here. So I think this will be the most important thing, and showing this to people would be the most impressive, as opposed to not really having anything here. Now this page I really like a lot. Okay, so the my portfolio. Not only do you have good contrast and good font here, everything's very clear, but I also love the UI here. I love how everything opens up, but you can still see everything else. So as you continuously add, you'll be able to just continuously add, and people can come from all the way to the beginning to what you're working on new. And then I also like how the breakdown here. So when you open up a video and it plays, you can still read all about it right there. I really like this setup. Thinking back, I wish I would have done this because I do think this looks nicer than what I chose to do. So I commend you on this. If I can point out anything to fix though, it would be that some of the description titles, because it is the same font and same size as the actual text underneath, they kind of blend together. I would suggest either using a different color for like job role, project title, stuff like that, project description, just so that everything doesn't blend so well and it kind of separates the categories. I would do something like that. Aside from that, really, Curtis, I really, really like this page. I also noticed up here, this share button, that is so important because if somebody really likes your work, the accessibility to just share it right from the page, I think is really important. So I think that works well as well. Now, lastly, when we come to the contact page, same thing as what we were having before on the home and about page. It's very clean, but it is very bland. And I don't say that disrespectfully. I just say that as nothing personal to you here. And again, I don't think that that's necessarily a miss, but if we are going to critique and look at different things that we could suggest, I would say, you know, adding in like you behind the scenes or something, kind of taking out this background altogether and coming up with a different concept here. Because I do think it's important, again, to show this. You know, this page right here, like I said, stands out the most to me, and I think it's the most important. The fact that you can write as well as you can should also be something that we're sharing with your clients. Aside from that, the links over here, they don't open up to anything. They just go to Wix pages. If you were willing to link anything or if you have any, I would suggest putting that either in the about or in the contact page, I guess, because they can also contact you these ways. I think that would work well. But just removing this and adding the actual links that you have, if there's any, would also do this page well. But overall, Curtis, you did a really good job, man. There's some things that you did that I really wish I would have did, especially this page and the setup. So you should be content with what you have because I think you did really well.